And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. The Georgia Southern Eagles, coming off a 59-7 victory this past week against Morgan State, get back to action, a little bit step up in competition this Saturday as they hit the road for Lincoln, Nebraska to take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We'll hear from head coach Clay Helton and some players in just a moment. We'll also be previewing high school football action coming up this week as the Bulloch Academy Gators travel to Trinity and the Southeastboro Yellow Jackets take on Effingham County. Statesboro and Portal both off this week. We will hear from Statesboro head coach Jeff Kaiser and some of his players as they have their bye week coming off their tough loss to Effingham County. We'll also send you out for some high school softball action. The Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets with an exciting victory at home, come from behind 5-4 in 8 innings over Islands. We'll have that. Plenty more coming up on Upon Further Review. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888, or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com. McCooks Pharmacy, located on Highway 80 East, is family owned and operated by Lynn and Janie McCook, as well as their son, Josh McCook. Serving the Bulloch County area since 2005, McCooks Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service where the customers come first. Vaccinations are available, including shingles, flu, pneumonia, and Tdap. Drive-through service is available with 2 drive-through windows for your convenience. McCooks Pharmacy offers free local deliveries, and new customers are always welcome. Continuing the tradition of our family caring for your family, McCooks Pharmacy, Highway 80 East. Well, the Georgia Southern Eagles coming off a successful debut for first-year head coach Clay Helton as they knocked off Morgan State after a little bit of a slow start, scoring 42 points in the second half of the game and winning that one by a score of 59-7. This week, the Eagles take a big step up in competition, heading to Lincoln, Nebraska to take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We had a chance to talk with head coach Clay Helton and a couple of the players about this week's game.
There's no such thing as knowledge that's outdated. No matter who you play, the offense could change, the defense could change. You have to just absorb as much information as you can. Obviously, it is a different team, so things do change. But I can't go into this game thinking about things that happened last year because it's a whole new setting, it's a whole new environment, and I'm really excited for the opportunity to go back out there to Nebraska. I mean, it's a great environment, great fans. You got a great team. Defensively, they get after it. They're a huge effort-based team, and they play really hard, so it'll be really fun to get out there. I don't really hear the crowd ever, to be honest, because I'm just so focused on what's going on in front of me and when I'm on the sideline, I'm focused on, correcting, adjusting, all this stuff. So I don't actually ever hear the crowd, no matter how loud it is. But I do know that it's a great environment there. Communication is going to be super important for us offensively, defensively, special teams, from coach to player, player to coach, and player to player. It's a good challenge for us to, see where we're at in the season, and we're really excited for it.
We're feeling pretty good, just coming off a good win, just trying to put together another good week and prepare for a very, very good opponent. We're just looking forward to the opportunity going up there. It's going to be a big game, and a lot of guys excited to just go up there and play football and compete. Communication, a big part of just defense in general, but we try to practice that every day and just being vocal with getting lined up, stuff like that, getting everybody on the same page, so we try to do that regularly. I mean, it's going to be a little bit harder with the crowd and a lot of noise, but we should be able to handle it and get everybody lined up and play some good football. They got a lot of good running backs, a couple good running backs, they can really run it at any moment. They can take it to the house, so we got to be prepared for that. Got a good quarterback, and they got some big-time receivers on the outside and good O-line. So we're going to have to be fundamentally sound this week and play football and just get lined up. But we're going to have to bring it, play good football. So.
You look at the quality of talent on that field that is amassed from the quarterback to the offensive skill positions. They got 3 really talented running backs, one that I think is going to be one of the best in the country when you look up at the end of the year. And you look at the receivers that are outside. They've really have brought in some kids in the transfer portal that are exceptional football players. And Scott's a really good coach, offensive-minded coach that can really do some big things and put points on the board. And you look at the players that he has, we're going to have to do our best job fundamentally and technique-wise, defensively, to get the ball down. Tackling is going to be at a premium, and then defensively, man, they just have veteran leadership across the board. A lot of guys that have played a lot of football. You look at this team, and it's a team. I don't know if there's been a team that's been in closer games, a multiple of closer games against really quality opponents than them in the country. And so we know how talented this team is. We know they're well coached. You look at what Scott did at Central Florida. He's right on the cusp of doing this at Nebraska, in my opinion. And we're going to have to put our best foot forward and really improve from game 1 to game 2. It starts by you have to get the ball on the ground. I think they have 3 exceptional running backs. It's really a 3-headed monster. It starts with 10. You see the explosive runs he's had, in the first 2 games. And when you load the box, they have weapons on the outside that are explosive, and we're going to have to hold up in our one-on-one battles on the outside. So it's going to be an exceptional defensive challenge for our defense against what I think is a really good offensive football team. You look at, they start off a little bit slow in that game last year, and then you blink your eyes and there's 38 points on the board out of nowhere. And I mean, they can get hot in a hurry. And then offensively, I really, we're going to have to be patient. This is a defense that really makes you earn it. You don't see missed assignments. You don't see technique busts. They make you go the long way, and you have to execute, and you can't get behind the chains. Their edge rushers will be as good as we see all year, and they've got 3 or 4 of them that are special that are NFL football players. And so not only within our game planning do we have to game plan for that, but also we're going to have to win some one-on-one battles at the tackle position and be able to hold up. And like we did last game, just have enough balance in that run game. That's the quarterback's best friend. If we can get the run game where it's effective, especially in the red zone like it was last week, that's a quarterback's best friend.
And stay with us, plenty more coming up. We'll have some high school previews up next. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests, and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care. It's now time for our Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Morris Bank.
Owning a small business is kind of a big deal. State Farm agents can help you find the right insurance coverage at the right price.
Call State Farm agent Matthew Tyson in Statesboro today.
Well, the Statesboro Blue Devils with the week off, but we had a chance to talk with head coach Jeff Kaiser and a couple of his players about how they are feeling after their loss to Effingham and a week off before they get back to action against Wayne County next week.
Strange game. 2 areas where we got thumped was turnovers. We turned the ball over 4 times, and the deep ball. We gave up the deep ball, which we were playing pretty aggressive in the secondary at times, and they burned us. Did a good job. Big, tall, athletic receivers. So, other than the deep ball, defensively we didn't play bad. Offensively, we couldn't get much going. They stuffed the box on us, and we didn't make the proper adjustments, and we turned the ball over 4 times. Two of the balls we turned the ball over on, if we make the throw, they're touchdowns. So just a strange game. Our kids, our effort and how hard we played was not an issue. Kids played very hard. We just didn't play very smart. And credit to Effingham, a good football team. But we're open this week. We'll start the day in correcting our mistakes and getting better and getting ready for the next one. As far as differently, what we do won't be any different. Who we do it with will. We'll make some adjustments in some personnel. We are extremely beat up, banged up. We got 6 or 8 guys out right now with different injuries and concussions and illness. So we just, next man up. Fortunately, we do have an open week where we can take a step back and evaluate the kids a little more and get some guys in the right spot.
We just need to work on our DBs. It is just need to work on just the combat speed and just keep watching their hips. That's all it is really, and just keep working hard as a team. We'll be all right. But I really feel like we good right now. We just messed up a little bit. We just beat ourselves Friday. That's all.
I just feel like we just got to come back and work. Got to learn how to keep handling adversity and just keep coming back to battle. It was a tough loss for us, but I know we're going to come back as a team and do better.
Southeast Bulloch Coaches Show segment is brought to you in part thanks to Southeast Tire and Service. Southeast Tire and Service has been in business for 13 years, offering extensive vehicle repair and service from bumper to bumper. Come have a cup of coffee with us and let us help you with your car needs. Located at 400 Parker Avenue in Brooklyn. The Southeast Bulloch segment of our show is brought to you in part thanks to Bulloch Solutions. Visit them at bulloch.solutions to find out how they can connect you to the highest speeds for all your technology needs. Well, as for the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets, they've had a week off this past week after losing to Statesboro a couple weeks ago in the Eric Russell Classic. This week, they'll play who Statesboro played last week. They'll be heading to Springfield to take on Effingham County. We had a chance to talk with head coach Jared Zito and a couple of the players about the matchup.
Well, first thing we had to go back to the film and work on the things to make us better. The first thing for us defensively was remaining sound in our leverage. Guys understanding where their leverage was, where their help was, where their fit was on defense. We lost that several times against Statesboro. By peeking at the ball and not going our fit. We worked on tackling, worked on chasing the near hip of the tackler and wrapping up. Those two things were really the main two issues we had on defense. Offensively, it was an execution of one block here, one block there, and continue to just hone in on those things and show the film. Made lots of corrections, spent a lot of time in practice correcting those mistakes. As we move on to Effingham, very, very good football teams, defensively, very aggressive, play those safeties down the box. They really get after you on defense is what I saw. Good tacklers. On offense, they present some issues with the quarterback being a good thrower and a runner, and then both number 1 and 3 are really dynamic in the throw game. So, again, it goes back to fundamental football for us. I think our effort's been good. Our fundamentals, not as much. And so we got to shore some of those things up and hope we clean that up as we go into Friday to give us a good chance of playing with these guys until the fourth quarter. I think, number one, you got to stay on the field on offense. The best weapon you have as a defender besides playing good defense is keep their offensive guys, I'll say on the sideline. They play both ways, but not on offense. And we did a better job with turnovers against Statesboro. We didn't have any offensive turnovers, so we got to continue to do that. Defensively, we got to try to prevent the big play in the throw game, but we got to work on things that we had issues with last week. Maintain leverage, know where your help's coming from, be good tacklers. I think if we do the fundamental things right, we'll have a chance at the end of that game to play for the win.
Just been working on gap schemes, where to block, where to go, because Effingham they like to play ball, they like to squeeze down. I know the nose, I know the defensive line, they like to squeeze. So we've been working on that during the off season and the week we had off. I still feel like since day one, I still feel like we still got it. I trust our offense heavy. That's all you can do. Just trust the next person right beside you.
I feel like we're looking good coming into F&M because we understand. I mean, the past 2 games haven't been going well, so we just gotta stick to our coaching and work harder. And I feel like they have some good players. I mean, I feel like if we play the way we're supposed to play, I mean, I feel like we'll have a good chance, and there should be some big plays coming on offense.
The Bulloch Academy segment is brought to you in part thanks to Floors Outlet of Statesboro, located on Northside Drive. Come by and visit Mo for all your floor covering needs.
Ready for fall? Us too at R.J. Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, R.J. Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
Well, moving on now to the Bulloch Academy Gators. The Gators coming off a week off. They're 1-1 on the season. Their last time they were out, they lost a tough one, 28-16 on the road at Augusta Christian. This week, it's back to playing some familiar teams as they'll head to Dublin to take on Trinity Christian. We had a chance to talk with head coach Aaron Phillips and a couple of the players about the matchup.
Anytime you get 2 weeks to prepare for somebody, it's good. For us, it was great. It couldn't have come at a better time. We had 11 guys have the flu. So we were missing, we have 40 on the team, you miss 11, that's a lot. A lot of those guys, for Monday and Tuesday, we didn't have a quarterback. All 3 of them were home with the flu, and a couple of our B-backs were also at home. So it made practicing a little difficult, but we were able to get some work in, get ready to start preparing for Trinity. And, we feel pretty good. Hopefully everybody's back. We got a couple more that are just getting over it, but hopefully they'll be back here tomorrow. So that part's a blessing, having a bye week this week to get those guys healthy. So we feel pretty good going into this week.
How do you feel where your offense and defense is?
We averaging, over 350 yards a game offensively running the football, and we hadn't had anybody stop us yet, from the first scrimmage of the season and through the Augusta Christian game. We had about 400 yards rushing against Augusta Christian. We just turned the ball over, and it doesn't matter if you're a spread team, a flex bone team, or whatever. You put it on the ground or throw 5 interceptions, you're going to be hard pressed to beat anybody.
Defensively?
Defensively, we kind of moved a couple of kids around. As you start the season, you figure out a little bit more about strengths. As you practice against the flex bone all summer long against yourself, we want to come downhill. We want to come downhill right at you, and we had personnel for that. We're going to play a lot more spread teams over the next few weeks, and in 4A, most everybody we play are going to be spread type football teams. So we had to adjust some personnel, put a little bit more speed on the field, get some guys that could play a little bit better in space.
Got Trinity coming up. It's a pretty big rival game for Bulloch Academy. How are you feeling about it? What do you expect out of Trinity?
Yeah, Trinity's got a good quarterback. He's a senior. He moves around pretty good in the pocket, extends the play. So keeping him wrapped up and contained will be a good test for us. I like where we're at. I like where our offensive line is doing right now. We're kind of getting some of that nasty that we want. It showed against Augusta Christian. We were able to chop them down pretty good and run the football. I like the way we're progressing offensively. We're doing the things we want to do. We just got to protect the football.
We've been working with a lot of our meshes between me and Bryson. Kind of messed up a couple times against Augusta Christian. I think we've been doing pretty good with it, though. I think they're a pretty good team. They've got a pretty athletic quarterback. I think if we can stop him, I'm pretty confident.
Coming off an open week. A lot of people have been sick, a lot of starters. We got Trinity this Friday away. It's going to be a tough game, but we can beat them. We got to work on stopping shifty runners in the run game, the pass game, and not fumbling the football. Yeah, we're practicing on Labor Day, so we're getting after it. Everybody's starting to get healthy again. I think we'll do well. Team's gelling together again.
Now time to get to some high school softball action. First off, the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets in action as they were hosting Islands this week. Southeast Bulloch hosting Islands. On the mound, Marissa Waters. And she'll come through with the inning-ending strikeout. But the Jackets down 2-0. Paisley Nordoff hits this one to short. The throw gets away. Jaden Sherrod scores, and it's 2-1. Nice defense later as Paige Nelson makes the diving play at second. In the top of the sixth, the Sharks add another run on the RBI single here from Adeline Zaragoza to make it 4-1, but the Jackets back in the bottom of the sixth. Victoria Barton rips the double to left. And with first base open, the Sharks decide to take their chances with Delaney Thames. Big mistake. Thames coming in with a 700 batting average, and she drives her fourth homer of the season to center. This would cut the lead to 4-3. To the seventh we go. Nelson will leg out the bunt hit, and then Waters comes up. She'll drive the deep fly ball to left. This one misplayed. And Nelson hustles all the way home from first, tying the game at 4-all. To the eighth, Sherrod, the single up the middle, starting the rally. Nordoff then bangs this one off the third baseman into left. Runners on second and third. And the wild pitch here. And Sherrod comes all the way in. She just beats the tag, and Southeast Bulloch wins an exciting one, 5-4. And elsewhere, the Bulloch Academy Gators taking on the Pinewood Patriots. Let's send you out for some highlights. The Bulloch Academy Gators in a matchup at home on the softball diamond, hosting Pinewood, tied at 2 in the fourth inning. And Jordan Talby with a nice heads-up play behind the plate as she'll gun down the runner at second. Later, same inning, Pinewood able to manufacture a couple of runs. Nice play at short, but the runner will score from third to make it 3-2. They'd add another here on a ground ball to the right side. Pinewood up 4-2. The Gators try and come back. Jordan Talby sends one to deep left center. She'll slide into second. Next batter, McKenna Ferrari, and she'll drive this one up the middle, bringing Talby home, cutting the lead. But Pinewood would go on to score 4 runs in the ninth, and they'd hold on to win this one 9-4. And that'll wrap things up for this week's show. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.